Hey, what's up, and welcome to my corner of the internet. So I think it's time to finally make this video. It's been in my head for a little bit of a while. So it's time to talk about the Fall of Isekai. That being said, we are pretty much out of the Isekai tunnel, and that doesn't mean we're never going to see any more Isekai anime. I don't think Isekai is going away necessarily. Like, we're always probably going to have one, but I think we're out of like the seasons before where we literally just basically always had Isekai. There were some returns, but the mainstay of the season was Isekai. I think we're past that, and I think it's time to look back on Isekai. It's time to talk about where the genre spawned from, at least from my eyes. I'm not going to be perfectly sure, but I think I kind of know, at least for me. I think the Isekai concept has been around for a very long time, and I think there was one anime that's the culprit for the large following of it and what we saw these last couple of seasons. But once again, this is looking back fondly. I didn't hate Isekai. It wasn't necessarily annoying, but I won't lie, it got very repetitive, very unnecessary, and money grubby. But hey, a trend is a trend, and it happens throughout anime, of course. So, hey. So, for me, Isekai is basically someone getting transported from one world to another after dying or being reincarnated, or, say, for instance, getting transported to another world. I think the first anime I ever saw that really did this Isekai concept somewhat, I don't know, it was weird. The way they did it was weird, but does anyone remember Hack / Like, that anime just sticks out to me because it's so old and it has a lot of those concepts for me. And Zero no Tsukiki, God, I'm gonna butcher that, but like, that's another anime that reminds me of the Isekai genre that really started it off and kicked it off. Though it's like more in the fantastical sense, it's less of a video game with the stats and all these other things. But I would also have to mention Marchen. That's another anime that was based on Isekai concepts, and it was very early within it. But I think these are all touched on the aspects of Isekai and helped build up towards. I think the anime that kicked off the Isekai drama would have to be Sword Art Online.
戻ってきた。この世界。
I also recommend all these other animes that I've talked about. Hack, you should totally look into, because you see some of the beginning stages of anime and seeing what Toonami was showing really early. This was before like a lot of other anime got on Toonami. Hack was there, and Zero was another anime that I remember was pretty famous during the 2000s and the 2010s. Also, Marchen was pretty solid. Like, it was around, and it even was on Toonami. It was some of the first animes that I saw just starting to make waves, and I saw it. I remember looking through like Viz anime, stuff like that. So these are animes that definitely put the best foot forward and at least gave people an interest within the genre, or at least the seeds of the genre. But I am now going to talk about SAO. SAO definitely kicked off the Isekai. Like, that first season of SAO, I've talked about it, I've made a video on it. I'm definitely going to link that. SAO's first season was so amazing. Like, I remember that video game twist, those first couple of episodes. Like, it was something to really marvel at, the concept of being transported into another world. Though it was a video game, there was death, and it just was cool. And then how throughout the following episodes, it did a lot of world building. Like, SAO's first season, the way it told its story was actually very incredible, because we got more scenery, we got to enjoy the world, we saw how the players that kept living became accustomed to the video game life. And that was super interesting as a concept, because it kicked off what I think brought Isekai to what it is. The interest in a new world. Leaving our own current world and being transported into a world where skills, stats, fantasy, adventure, it felt like nostalgia. It felt like some sort of escape. And that's what happened within Isekai. Isekai was basically built on escapism, all sorts of different ideas this surrealist adventure where you're the main character, you're the hero, and you get to build out any way you want to do. And that's what Isekai really honed in on, being able to build a character how you want, have whatever you want, and do whatever you want. And it's no mystery that some of the best isekai have some of the best visuals, because they're really selling you the fantasy of escapism. Isekai went crazy because we felt like we could transport ourselves within this world, and we all wanted to be a part of some of those worlds. I definitely thought I could survive SAO. Though thinking now, I think I could. It's just, I would definitely need plot armor like Kirito. Like, I would definitely need some plot armor. Just a tad. Just a little bit of that. Like, I think I could do it, but I need, like, just a little help sometimes. It's just, I don't know. I've just debated, like, how good could I really survive an isekai? I definitely couldn't survive Truck-kun, but I could definitely survive an isekai. Probably. I don't know. It's something I debate in my head because I played enough video games to at least know tricks and stuff like that. But the interesting thing about us getting out of this isekai, I guess, time is we're starting to realize what was some of the issues with isekai. Many isekais don't really end.
じゃあね、キリト。君と会えて、一緒にいられて、本当によかった。ありがとう。さよなら。
Other than that, I understand that a lot of isekais don't really do well. Like Mushoku Tensei, if you read the manga, I need someone to be honest. Like, have you read the manga? Are you up to date? Like, I've given up. Like, what is that weird impotence thing? That is so weird, fam. Like, what happened? That, like, I know the animation is beautiful. I know the anime is cool. But fam, the manga just went so weird. And like, I've just not talked about it because I was just like, fam, why am I the only one that feels this way?
いっぱい食べたらおっぱいも育つっすかね。
I think it's also probably the last isekai that really is going to pull everyone in. I don't think it's impossible for another isekai to do that because there is also a slime reincarnated as a slime. I think that's a really good one. The only reason I reincarnated as a slime is going to do so well is simply because it hones in on the idea of politics, running a kingdom, stuff like that. And it's pretty solid with its powers, its fight scenes, and a lot of the interactions between its characters. And it's very wholesome and warm. So I do think slime's gonna be around for a pretty decent amount of time. But as for like isekai as a genre, I feel like the fad is now falling away. I don't think we're gonna see as much as we did before. Of course, there's gonna be some stragglers. I'll never say that. Like, there's gonna be some random weird concept that comes up because there's always one, and we get him at least every season. Like the orc, the guy that's like impregnating orcs, stuff like that. We're always gonna get something because I think this genre has really hit its stride, and now authors are just trying things or putting things out. And it is a very interesting concept to have something where you are allowed to play around with whatever idea comes up and you just have fun with it. And I do think isekai is born out of fun, but I think isekai is a direct no away from like shonen, have to work hard for everything. You have to go through these breakthroughs. You have to go through these very traumatic moments. I do think it's a direct response. I think shonen and isekai are two sides of the same coin, but they're definitely made at different eras, if you get what I'm saying. Personally, at this point, I'm actually really glad we went through that isekai thing. I think it's fun to really get into fantasy and all these other ideas. I did like a lot of the things that came out, even if they were just one-offs or even if they were just stupid. It was fun to just see anime really try to be goofy and like, and the fun part was there was some like isekais that were so self-aware and like the character would break the fourth wall, and that was really fun, I guess, to have an author be self-aware, know that they're making something that is like pretty much not gonna live, but we love it and we enjoy it, and they made jokes that were pretty sustainable within themselves. So now here we go. I think it's time to say farewell to isekai. I think I'm definitely not one of those people that complained about it, but I did see a recurring themes, a lot of things that were pretty much copy and paste, and it was kind of boring, but it wasn't too bad because we were like shonened out for a very long time, and then we just got a change of pace. And I enjoyed that change of pace for the most part. I had no problem. I found some enjoyable shows and things that didn't necessarily annoy me. And there's still some manga that I read that are basically isekai for the most part. And they do some different things. They have it a little bit more difficult. And it's not copy and paste. They focus on different aspects, and I do genuinely enjoy it. So we're pretty much saying farewell to isekai. I love these new seasons of anime. They're coming out with different concepts, different ideas, and I'm seeing a lot of fun things. I think we're moving along pretty well in anime. There's no real complaints, especially after this season of anime. And like, I guess I'm just happy to see where anime is to this day. So anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.